welcome to the brewery. Today we have a video about a beer, but in a slightly different order than usual. I'm trying out a new experimental order for putting the content together. Thanks to the Basic Brewing video guys for inspiration of how this should work. So I'm going to talk a bit about the beer, then go into how it was brewed, and then we'll go back to the beer, talk a bit more about it. So first things first, let's pour some beer. Okay, so this beer is, well, looks rather hazy, it's a nice head on it. The idea here was to brew something more sessionable, but it's still somewhere between a New England IPA and a normal IPA. So let's have a look at how it was made.
Hello and welcome back to the brewery after a bit of a brewing hiatus due to, well, knackering my elbow and the exciting work with pumps to get it all working again. We're back with a brew day. Today I'm going to be experimenting with making a Session IPA, sort of towards the New England sort of style of IPA, but down at about 4% rather than the usual 6 to 7-ish. To do this, I'm taking a bit of a leaf out of Basic Brewing's book and using a fair amount of rye. Theoretically, this rye should give a bit more mouthfeel to it and make it feel like it's a bit of a stronger beer. So, what we have is a grain bill of 4 kilograms of Golden Promise and 1 kilogram of malted rye. Now, hopefully, this will just give us a bit more mouthfeel, a touch of the sort of earthy rye flavour, but still allow the hops to shine through. It's a middle of the road sort of level of rye. If I was making a Rogan beer, a German wheat beer style, really, it uses a wheat beer yeast. Rye beer, I'll be using well over 50% rye, but that's a very different beast than what we're after today. And in lots of beers, people put it in like 5 or 10% just to give it a bit of rye flavour. So as you can see, everything is warming up, and we'll be back in a minute to talk more about the beer and the recipe. Now we're mashing away, so you can hear that going on in the background as we recirculate through the Herm system with our new pump. It isn't fully mounted yet, just making sure it all works before I mount it up. But I'm back here to talk about hops. So this beer is going to contain 2 varieties of hop. And these ones, BRU1, which I'll talk about in a minute, that are going to be, well, there's a little bit in the end of the boil, quite a lot in the sort of whirlpool cooling period. And then there's actually 2 packs of Boston Beer Company's version of Mosaic that will be all dry hopped. So, BRU1. These are an American experimental hop that the Manchester Homebrew Group was given at the end of a bag of, quite a large end of a bag of, by our friends at Cloudwater. We've handed them out among the brewers. The main aim is to make an extract American Pale Ale using these and a few others we got given free samples of, but I'm going to use a few of these in this beer because I've got quite a large bag, as you can see. Apparently they're good all-round hop at 15%, usable both for bittering and for flavour and aroma and dry hop, etc, etc, with some sort of stone fruity, tropically sorts of flavours and a bit of spiciness, so they sound quite interesting, and we'll give them a go and see what they taste like. Right, as we're cooling away behind me, a little bit more on rye malt. Rye is another grain like barley and wheat and all the rest of these that we use in brewing all the time. It's huskless, so can in some circumstances be a bit of a problem if you go to a very high volume, especially considering its other important property. It has very high amount of beta-glucan, which is the sticky stuff that can cause stuck sparges. So if you're using a large quantity of rye, much like a large quantity of wheat, it's good to use some rice husks, barley, or they use oat husks or something similar. Rice is usually the US one, whereas we use oat husks in the UK. These will reduce the chance of a stuck sparge. Now what we're after in this case is these beta-glucans, the sticky stuff. The idea is to increase the viscosity of the final beer, to give it a bit more mouthfeel and body. And we'll see how this works out.
Welcome back. And let's get into the beer. To start with, it obviously looks, well, very hazy and has quite a decent head. It's faded a little bit while you were watching me making it. It has strong citrus and tropical aroma. This is probably from the, what I think called Brew 1 or BIU1 experimental hops that our friends at Cloudwater were kind enough to give us some fairly slightly old ones that they had no use for, which was very nice. It's nice when brewers give our local homebrew club that kind of thing. There's also some sort of caramelly notes in the aroma with a little bit of graininess behind it. I'm not getting any obvious rye in the aroma. There's a lot of discussion about what rye actually tastes like in brewing at the moment, or smells like. The usual description being spicy, but you rarely get, maybe I'd probably go with earthy being more, something earthy and spicy being my descriptor for it, but I'm not getting any of those notes, and I don't think I've noticed them much in beers with under maybe 30-40% rye in them. The flavour still has some firm bitterness in it, more than you'd expect from a classic New England IPA. Not much sweetness to it. I mean, I could put some lactose in, but I don't really fancy it. I think I will continue experimenting with this, as it seems more or less successful. The mouthfeel is what you'd expect from a much higher gravity beer. This is at about 4%, more like an English bitter than a classic American IPA, or even a New England. I think I will try experimenting a bit further with this. Maybe this doesn't have any oats in it, so maybe a bit of oats in there as well. And I think a touch of one of the paler crystals would work quite nicely, just to give it that little bit of sweetness without that lactose note. Anyway, you can give me some feedback on what you think of this new video order, whether it's fun. But thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video.